Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I want to show you something very interesting for your golf swing that I think a lot of people don't consider that, especially in the winter months. I want to show you, like right now I'm wearing 4 layers of clothing. I have a t-shirt, I have my thermal shirt, I have a sweater, and then I have this other sweater here. So 4 layers of clothing. Okay, so I have my iron, I have this 4 layers of clothing, and I'm gonna take some shots. So just pay attention to the club speed, ball speed, and all the data that you will see on the screen. And then I'm gonna take 3 layers off and just stay with my t-shirt, and you're gonna see the difference. Okay, so I took about 4 or 5 shots there, and you can see that I think the most was like 78 miles an hour. The carry numbers were like from 143 to 147. And normally I would say for me it's like 150, 155 or a little more. So now I'm gonna take off this 3 layers of clothing and I'm gonna just swing with my t-shirt. All right, so I had to put my clothing back on because it was really cold. I would say that initially, as soon as I was playing with a t-shirt, my swing speed just increased about 2-3 miles an hour. I noticed the carry distance about a max of 5 yards extra. Then I started to drop a little bit because I felt uncomfortable. I was cold. But the main thing, I felt really unrestricted. I felt like I could turn a little more. I felt like I could make better contact. And at the same time, after 5 swings, I started to feel cold. So I started to, the swing speed kind of stayed there, but then the contact kind of dropped. So I was hitting about the same. But initially, I noticed that jump in about 5 yards extra, maybe. All right, so I definitely noticed it more with my driver. I didn't take the last, I left 2 layers of clothing because I don't want to be really cold with a t-shirt. I think I made a mistake on the first, when I was in the iron shots. I should have left just 2 layers of clothing, and that makes a huge difference. With the driver, I can tell you, I hit some really good shots with 4 layers of clothing. I did my best, and I could not get it to what I did with 2 layers of clothing. So ball speed basically was like 142. I could not get more than 142, and with my just 2 layers of clothing, you can see that I got to 144, 145. It was, and I felt like I could even do more, obviously. So I think it plays a huge difference. And then as far as the distance, probably an extra 5 to 8 yards, I would say. So basically what happens is that no matter what you do, I feel like I'm turning the same way, but with less layers of clothing, I feel just loose. Whereas with all these layers of clothing, it's just you're gonna feel restricted. So you can either just like try your best to just turn as much as possible, but you're always gonna feel restricted. So once you take it off, just 2 layers of clothing, it feels like, I mean, night and day. I'm telling you, it just feels much loose, and it feels like you want to give it a little more. So something that you can't do it with all these layers of clothing. So it's going to be difficult when you go on the course and we pack up a lot of clothing. It's just going to be, I would say, very, very difficult to swing. And a lot of people don't realize that you're going to lose a lot of distance, guys. So I would say overall about 10 yards with your irons and with your driver. It's a big difference in ball speed. And I noticed that it's like, I mean, you notice it immediately. As soon as you take off some clothing, you start swinging better. I mean, you feel much more flexible and start swinging faster, better contact. Unfortunately, on the first test that I did, I was only playing with a t-shirt, and then I was feeling a little uncomfortable because it was getting cold. So I should have just done it with just 2 layers of clothing. So that means that just 2 layers of clothing, if you remove 2 layers of clothing, that's going to make a huge difference in your golf swing, guys. So keep that in mind, guys. Obviously, going into the winter months, there's also going to be a difference with the ball because it's going to be cold outside, so you're going to lose about 5 yards there. Overall, in my opinion, you will lose about 10 yards with every club. So keep that in mind next time you're out there. And also try to wear something that it keeps you warm, but don't try to do what I did right here. 4 layers of clothing. It's just going to be very restrictive. And a lot of times I do this because it's cold outside. So try to keep, like, I would say at the most 3 layers of clothing if it's really, really cold. And try to minimize that because, as you can see, the more layers of clothing, the less swing speed. And the less swing speed, the less ball speed. So that's going to make a huge difference between, going an extra 10 to 15 yards overall, I would say. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.